Hello and welcome. Been a little while since I've been in here. I'm just trying to re-familiarise myself with everything. Apparently these are still waiting on things. Apparently. I'm not sure if that's a construction queue thing or it is actually out of things. May actually just be out of things. In fact, I'm standing right there. Can I assist with that even? No. You also didn't seem to bring... Or did you? Oh yeah. Colonel Niff, how you doing? Yeah, I'm here. It's been a little bit, hasn't it? Yeah. You can actually see it's got my I had a deadline due face going on here. Yeah, this is the fourth one this week, would you believe? Would you believe, indeedly? I think, I remember. I actually swapped these around in between last time and this time, so this is down here. I think I rebuilt this too, I think. Yeah, looks like I did. I think I converted this back over to the older one because I was happier with it. It actually came out smaller. 4 a.m. A little hard to watch those, isn't it? Alright, let's have a look at this thing. There's the fishy. Glorious fishy. It's been a while since we've done the fish. Oh, hi. Lauren, how you doing? Hi. There it is. I was just couldn't see it. There it is. What do you want? You want those. You want those. Is this a case where I didn't accidentally... Oh no, there they are. They don't have plastic, do they? Yeah, no. I thought so. And I was like, you know what? They probably don't have plastic. So the remnants of this starter base... why spitting out plastic? Knowing me, I probably deconstructed it. That's why it's not spitting out plastic. So... Wait, that's the wrong menu there. That's the wrong menu. I really need to replace this thing eventually. I might keep the starter oil going instead of shipping it oil in, just to keep plastic going. Like that there, that patch there could probably supply all the thing needs, realistically. We'll see how we go. Okay, you're making stuff and things. Ish, kinda, sorta. I mean, in saying that, it may actually... no. It's definitely keeping up. Hey, Glacier. Make a dedicated satellite build for your 1K. It's probably a good idea. It's historically making satellites dedicated, like satellites within your sort of general make everything like we did with the... Oh, what map was that? I did it on a few maps. It didn't work out very well. Yeah, we did that on a few of the Colonel Wheel maps all those years ago. And yeah, it didn't go well. It was always a struggle. Yeah, that was with the first version of it too, the ME. Those are all satisfied. I think this build's actually been humming along nice, humming and chooching along nicely. That's looking alright. Yes. I've got this track here set up to stack the trains. But I'm a little worried about the ones on the end missing out if I have the double stack. I guess if I just throw enough trains at the problem, it'll be fine. suppose the best way to fix that, just thinking about that problem, the best way to fix that is to have, when all of these lanes are full, then unlock the second ones. When I say unlock, I mean enable the, increase the train stop limit from 0. So, as well as having a set of stops here, you would have a second... Oh no, you can't do that. I'd have to increase the limit of these, because if I make these... Yeah, no. Well, that makes more sense anyway. Have these, just increase the limit of these. What am I thinking? It's not enable, disable. You can actually increase it from 1 to 2. It's like when all of these, when all of the coppers or all of the... Deal with them individually. When each of these 3 different materials fills up, all of them, then increase the limit. Yeah, that'll work. I do love the train stop limits. Anyway, that's not progressing on with things that we want. What we want is... What do we want? The pre-stop stacker. I will be for outpost stuff. For the input stackers. That way they have somewhere to go that doesn't clog up a mining outpost. Just adds a little bit of buffer. The rest shouldn't need it. Shouldn't. We'll see how we go. The high volumes, any like circuits might need one as well, but the further down the chain you go, the less trains, so the less of a need there is. Ah, there it is. I was looking for it. I couldn't see it. Yes. To build that too. I need to plug circuits into this lane as well. Trouble is I've sort of concentrated all of the trains into one space, which isn't the best. I suppose I could just have dedicated an extra set of lines for these. One set of lines for one set of lines for the other. Oh yeah, I did build that. Oh, I gotta extend that. I might do that. Will I do that? Probably another in-between sessions. Alright, so... Ew. Train half a map anyway. Yep, those slots. Yeah, the next step is... What is the next step? It is, low density structures, that's it. Because then this gets low density structures, spitting out. This is basically the same map as the 8K one, just Factorio extendified. I can't think of a better way to do the low density, otherwise. Unless... I mean, I could deliver it here. There might actually be room to do that. I'd push it out a little bit further. I don't like it coming in the back anyway. It would certainly reduce train travel. Maybe I'll do that. Question is, where will I stick it? It is... I mean, it's going to take copper... I really... If I wanted to build low density somewhere, I'd put it up there. Trouble. Where the steel smelter is. Maybe down here? Just worried about spacing. Let's have a look. Where's our book? I always think B for blueprints whenever I want to open up the blueprint book. I want to open up blueprints. That thing. That's one. Right there. Okay, so it's only the length of that. Come down here. Across here. I really don't have to move any of these builds, but I might have to. We'll go in here actually too. Oh, well, plastic doesn't really. Oh, plastic's plastic. Oh, it comes up here. It's still a little. It's also a little tight. Yeah, there's not enough space. Don, how you doing? Hi. Long time no see. Just trying to think where to put and Dark Bad Kitties is here too. Hello. I'm just trying to think where to put this thing. I want to try and avoid interacting with this as much as possible, but like, in fact, up here would be ideal. There's just not enough room for it. I could fill that water in. I might do that. Let's fill in that lake. And I'll put it like here, where this track is, and we'll fill in all this. We don't need this puddle of water anyway. Alright, I like that. Sound good? Sounds good. Let's do that. Let's roll up somewhere there. Grab you. Somewhere there. We'll get there first. Ooh, big race. And then this could run horizontal or something. That should really come down anyway. It'd be nice to get this base going too at some point. Because then we could spend another 6 months tweaking it, getting it to work. Autosave. Oh my god, there's so many fishies here. I mean, I did start this base in January and it's now June. Fishies. Tweaking the page running at 1.4. There's always that just always wanting to push it just that little bit further. That longing to push it further. It's going to be a big landfill project, mind you. I might even get that onto it. I mean, this has to be landfilled anyway for the circuits. I don't even remember how long I was tweaking the other base for, the version 12 one. No one had years of tweakage in it. That was a fun base. I miss that base. Trouble is, at the same time, there's not much left to really do with it in it. Haven't touched Factorio or Oni in a bit. Need to get back to one of them soonish. I haven't touched Oni in ages too. There's quite a bit's changed with the DLC too. I haven't looked at the nuclear stuff. That's how long it's been. It's very important to get the fishies. I should play it was before the DLC originally popped up. Well, that's even older. Although it'd also be fun just to do base game stuff in Oni again. I need to think of a good end game project to do. Maybe I should finally do a sour gas boiler. Something that I've always avoided doing. Yeah. Support it in case it's like Factorio, spent many hours to it. Worth to throw a little at it. This is right with that one, with Uni. I think I got my money's worth out of the DLC already. I did play a fair bit of it. I haven't even really touched the space exploration aspect too. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think I ever really got a stable colony going on the space expansion. Oh, that's right. The first destination where you use the teleporter, that heat leaked into that map and boiled it. It was basically impossible to get any more resources from it. Hey, look at me, how you doing? Trouble with that is you got to pretty much expand and have people living there like straight away before their stats get too high and they get really super grumpy, and then you just got to build up two colonies more or less at the same time. How are we today? Doing pretty good. Got coffee. May or may not have slept in a little bit today, actually, so I started a little late. Alright, let's nom that. And nom that. Nom that. Let the outpost trash trains deal with that problem. Yep. Full coffee, which, say quite a warm coffee. Coffee nonetheless. Stretch that out to there. Yeah. Yeah, alright, maximum yeetage to there. Yeah, getting some new lawn tools. Power scythe. Ooh. Fancy. I'm out of roboports. Alright, this is, speaking of automation, okay, that's now automated. I don't have to worry about it as much. Cool. Yeah, how does a power scythe even work? Just like a thing, just a scythe which is mechanically just flips back and forth? Or is this like I just have this picture. I'm just picturing one of those, the sort of tool that was that'd be shown off on the on Home Improvement. Remember that show? Um, the fake TV show where it's all sponsor bits for this power tool company. Just imagine it, just some absurd I've shown off a few crazy tools. Haven't seen it in so long. Yeah, you get what I mean. Clearing, one's 2,000, 2,500. Buy the tools for 600. Depends on, yeah. I was just thinking, it depends on the equivalent of your time. Oh, those things. Basically like a grown-up hedge trimmer. Grown man's hedge trimmer. Insert Tim the Toolman, Tim Allen, growl, right there. I may have left train blocking the path too. It's a good thing there are no trains there. Trees. Well, at least we're murderizing trees. Toggle that. Ooh. Icon changed. I know some of these have changed and I hadn't actually seen them. And some of these tech icons have changed again. Yeah, lights is. I'm pretty sure that that wasn't there last time. The light one. I'm pretty sure that's changed. Some other icons have changed. I don't even think there's been some FFFs in a while too. Oh, we've got tons of range to report. Oh, that'll do for now anyway. Oh, okay. You're not actually connected to the same Logi network. Oh, now you are. Never mind. It's a 4-stroke weed eater electric start. Just back start it and take. So it's you just a push button start. No yanking cords. Cross jumping networks? No, fortunately. It is separated. I've got to be careful of that. Yeah, so we'll put low density just there, I reckon. Yeah, if it saves time, that's all good. I think what I will do is try and perhaps start hunt your future casualty. Your well, you won. I was going to say I misread that. I was like, we all won. Hang on a minute. I was like, we all won. Everyone who counts. It's like any two-stroke engine. When it's brand new, it might start, or any pull cord engine really, because I suppose 4-strokes are kind of in that same territory. Although 4-strokes are usually better, I found, as long as it's maintained. I digress. Any of the 2-strokes just don't want to start unless they're brand new. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is we'll just clean up. Like, this is almost built. I might as well just build the damn thing. Beldek was not on the team. Ah, yeah, he wasn't there to absorb the damage. The advantage of this as well is it can bolster the giant fish sign, which is a very important thing to do. I don't want a non track 20 minutes before it started. Even when you ran it, it never ran correctly. Couldn't let it choke off. It's just, yeah, just the whole time it's running, it just sounds like it wants to stall. From you, damn. I think I just killed Fishy. Yeah. That should be plenty of, like, there's the entry tracks there. That should be plenty of room overall. That one's shrinking. It's falling off. Had a little, the band's sitting a little too far back. Attempt to rent one. It's probably more effective, cost effective. Depends on how much time it takes and all that too. Because if you can do it in the time it takes to... Oh, there we are. I was wondering where the bots were. I'd just had them trailing behind me. Yeah, if you can do it before in less time than it would take to... An equivalent rental fee would be to hourly or whatever they do. Where's my train of thought gone on that? It's derailed. It's a disaster. Yeah. You know, if you can spend less on the rental than to what it is to buy, then you're a winner. Mm. And the things with the manual choke settings, almost never set them all the way off. Might get 80 to 5% the run setting. Into the hammer drill with saw anchors. Be safe when you bought it, like $30 something. Mm. Compared to like the 200 for the actual hammer drill. Because you're never going to buy one of those super cheap no-name ones. Alrighty. Does this place have any landfill as well? Maybe requesting it, I'm not sure. It isn't. Well, we can fix that. Oh, hello, train. Hello, Evil Reyes. A cheap one, and yeah, 2 or 3 uses. What's the point? And now you just got this thing. You got this cheap drill laying around now that you'll never use again. Set that to 500. Cab of freight to the rescue. Buy it, use it until it breaks, and then return it the same day. The state of the economy these days. That you can actually do that. Or that is actually a thing. It's the same dealio again. Want to maximize... want to have these trains stacking in. I might as well just get rid of it. Not really supposed to be here. This is the early I need to get it going system. I deleted that. Lucifer Abyss, how you doing, Lucifer? Arguably, I should probably clean up the output track first. Where is the output, anyway? Oh, there. Oh, that's right, I need to turn the output around. Good old horrible freight. Let's move the alignment of this track too. Just push it all the way out there. Bing. It's just too tight here. It's way too tight. This alignment. Yeah, because that gives me a bit of an output run like there. Oh yeah, actually that does push in to come to get it to avoid that. So, Yep. And then just randomly thinking, because I did want to do some. I was looking for a new different shooter game, like we were talking about earlier. For those who missed the conversation earlier in the week, I was keen on doing a new shooter game, something reasonably fast-paced, not Quake 3 kind of fast-paced, but like all the modern ones, they're either autistically fast or mind-numbingly slow. There's just no sort of middle ground now, and it's super linear. And yeah, I was thinking maybe could look at some Half-Life 2 stuff. And there's a few mods that I recall playing ages ago. It was called Research and Development. There's actually, leading into that, there was another one that I remember was called, there's actually in the Steam library, Minerva Metastasis. I don't actually remember what it is, I just saw it was there. Closest you got into a shooter recently is Mass Effect. It's another one. I was thinking something which is a bit more to the point than running around. Like I do like that style of game where you're going around interacting with people and setting the path of the game. But I was keen for something that didn't necessarily just do that. Admittedly, there is RTX Quake 2 as well. Do that. You bringing me track? That's being me track. So let's get you on the job. Emmy, is a done D&D campaign done as a shooter? That's an interesting. I hadn't thought of it that way, but it makes sense. An iron for the hosty hosts. Yeah, I hadn't actually thought of that, but that actually makes sense. Hi, train. I'm just going to plug that in there for now so I can get access to these tracks. You're okay with that? Seems reasonable. It does make sense, really. It's very much a you move from scene. The sort of action is scene to scene. So you go to a room, do the shooting, clear the room, then you move on to the next room, and then you rinse and repeat. That's that. Probably the one thing that does somewhat put me off it is that's a few games done that, and it does get repetitive after a while. But admittedly, that is at the core of what that is the core of what a D&D shooter would be, really. It's basically just moving room to room, unfolding a story. Story, lore bombs when not shooting. Yeah. Alright, let's delete all this. Like so. Delete that. you, delete you, get rid of... Let's not get too aggressive. Yeah. Oh, I don't have the second track. Any repetitive, says internet person with 1,000 hours of Factorio playing again. Well, Factorio is good for replayability. Ah, bad, bad. That's very bad. Hmm. How did I even manage that? Oh, train must have driven through from up there. Yeah, hmm. E. Long as the train. Can I work with it? Yes, there's tons of room. Get rid of all that. I'm trying to think of an example. I guess something like Call of Duty would fall into this category where of a shooter which is incredibly repetitive. And the multiplayer does help with the situation, but I'm just thinking the traditional, the older the original Call of Duty was pretty good. Thinking, came to my mind was Black Ops 3. Even Counter-Strike's got objectives. Well, depending on the map, really. Yeah, I went to all this trouble, and now I'm tearing it all up again. How's that? You're old. Yeah, definitely shows your age. This is the way it goes, is if you try and piecemeal it, you end up having to rebuild the whole thing. Do it every time. Just pay the price for piecemealing. Stupid big sandy. Okay. These. Eucalyptus. Go around to making that. I just always just made it. I never changed it from points. Sure. I did give you one new one, exclamation mark Jan. Yeah, exclamation mark points is the default. I just never changed it.
Not happy, Jan!
So you can't argue with that one. Alright, that's almost replaced. Entire crew got wiped out. Again, Veldic isn't here to absorb all the damage. Go. How much? Did any copper get absorbed by this? A little. That probably belongs to that train as well. Yep, hello train. Oh, it's a death trap now. I think it was that one. Think. Let's see, 4.1 versus 8, 8.2. It's proportionally a lot emptier. Um, oh, there we go. Oh, you want to auto trash it, do you? All of that. Around the size of a leopard or very large dog with coarse orange fur and some darker molten patterning. While this creature is told as heavily built as an animal with powerful forearms and climbing and holding on its prey at lengths. You know, it's powerful promillimeters as a biting tool instead. Close canopy forest, found in heavily densified forest. Stories of kill sites and examination of scans, malicious, medium to large species of mammal, make a subterranean proportion of animal's diet. It's like how there's just the outline of a koala in the central area where there's literally nothing. Admittedly, if that doesn't give it away, nothing will. Technically, I don't need to delete all of that, but at the same time, why not? Do I have questions as to why this thing doesn't have power, though? There's a strange side of say strange. It's as a side effect of me doing this, I'm making 500,000 circuits a minute right now. Over 500,000 circuits a minute. This seems reasonable, doesn't it? Nearly 600,000. This thing would permit exiting. We could make it even higher. Also, if it was powered. Station. Just to make sure there's no weirdness. That. I must have accidentally deleted or something. Only explanation. 5 point. Boop. I don't know which one it is now. Balls, I believe, is the technical term for that. I don't know where where the one with thing is. That's also too close. Nope, it actually fits. I'll space these out a little bit more. I do like spacing them out. Yeah, I want that there. Not before, not necessarily, not so much after. And the one there. Match. There. Okay, now that's consistent. Alright, let's set up the decon filter. Wait, rail? Rail? Signals? Purge everything. All must be purged. Symmetric on the outside. How are they not symmetric? Oh, symmetric to what exactly? Or do you mean on the... Oh, why are you there? That's a real question. Why are those there? Been playing hard and loose with... fast and loose with the... Hard and loose. Fast and loose with the copy and paste. It's only those few that did it. That did the thing. Is it a bit tight? A little bit. It is a little bit tight. For some reason I always end up making them super tight. For some reason. I mean, I've allowed plenty of room in the entry. Hopefully these don't cycle as fast as the vanilla counterparts. They shouldn't. Probably will. That bots. Get in. In. There you go. Oh, the base is dealing with it. Very good. Whee! Where's our... That's technically the entry. I'll do it by hand. That's the old exit. And or entry. I think that's actually the entry. 2. Good enough. There's a mine in the way, unfortunately. What does auto decon mod do? Cool, it used to, but it's not so bad now. Auto deconstruct just periodically checks because the mining drills have the circuit network property for what's underneath it. It's a lot better now. Ever since that change was made. Yeah. I think of it. The circuit network connection that tells you how much is to be mined and either in the patch or what's under the miner. It can just read. As I understand it, I admittedly haven't checked in a little while now, but as far as I understand it, coming. So incoming. Still incoming. A new home. The trains can use more outputs. Continue blocking. There's an argument that says it should be 4 tracks going out. In theory, all of them won't be exiting at the same time like this is. Because that's the ultimate problem, is the train at the front is always going to take off before the train behind, no matter what. So you're always going to have it peeling off, one in front, like that. Admittedly, chain signals will probably help with that. If I don't actually bother with chain signals here. The theory is that if you put regular signals, the train will always want to push through. The through train will always push through. So the theory says... Should all be set to 1, yeah. 1. Bullabullas, how you doing? Hi. Now we'll go on up there and start mining again. Long time no see indeed. Been a while since we've been in the Factorios. What are you waiting for? You're the one the accident was made on. Because it got switched to manual. Do that. Yeah, so in theory, this one should be 13. So I know how much to inject back into it. So that passes through. I have a feeling there is some still missing. Somehow. Say somehow, I do actually know exactly how. It's because I deconstructed train as it was driving. The train drove through when it got deconstructed. I think some of it got trashed. The nah, there's not 13k there. Guns are free extended. Yep, that's the one. 9.3. That's a good. If it was in there, it's not in there now. What are those boxes? Which ones? The giant ones. These are merging chests from the merging chest mod. Called merge chests. Called something else. Yeah, it's one concession that I made. Yeah, merge chests. It's one concession I made was to add merge chests, so I can use the chests as balancers in here. Just yeah, it's a way around the throughput issue. Like how I'm also blocking the sidebar, but eh. They are pretty nice. They're what you do is you place down a regular chest, and then there's this merging tool down here, and then you can place it over. It doesn't work with the Factorio extended chest, so it won't work with this like that. It doesn't even highlight. But yeah, so then shift. I'm holding glass at the minute. Shift to unlink. There's a virgin example. Yeah, like that. So that converts it back into regular chests, and then that turns into merge chests. I don't remember what the maximum length is. It's 14, I think. And yeah, that just means I can use one loader for each loco, each wagon, sorry. Merchage bridge, I don't know, actually. Have any logic condition on these? I don't. I think the default limit is different to the hard limit. Oh, look at you sneaking out alone. Oh, so what I was going to do before I got distracted was try not to die crossing the track. Start. 9.6k. That's perfectly reasonable. I want to grab some copper. Spread that. Yeah. Find the train. It's kind of deadly. Only kind of deadly. It's not actually deadly. At least that's what we keep telling Exterminator all these years. And what is that now? 13. Point 7. Find the 1.4 less than. Or iron. It's okay. About 1,000 missing. I think. No, that'd be iron. It's double that for. Yes, it only got to 10k. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I'm just very paranoid about going over. Because if I go over, well, being under isn't as bad as being over. being over as problematic. That means I've got to add the equivalent amount to every other copper chest. Although I suppose it'll probably be so marginal it won't matter. So what is it? It's 66. I didn't look at what the stacks was before. Should have. I need 7 more stacks. Yeah, so the only balance happens at mining outposts. So if any imbalance happens along the way, it's 3, generally have a bad time. It works out that once it's up and running, it never actually needs a balance. It never goes out of balance. Trains out of balance. Yeah, sort of. Think of it as 16, because each train is 16 wagons, think of it as 16 parallel factories. So each wagon is itself an entire science production line all the way through, from the beginning to end. And then there's 16 wagons on every train. So, yeah, 16 wagons, so 16 in parallel. Only this time, no merging down to 8. Staying all 16. That's the lesson we learned last time. Why are you so stuttery? That was odd. Not compressed. That was weird. You know, I can't actually remember off the top of my head. 116 wagons? It's a power of 2 and it's bigger than 8. I can find out in just a minute. That works too. Hi, Dorothy. 20. You slept in? I actually slept in as well. I need a decent amount of throughput per train. I don't want a million trains. Okay, you're 63, so 3 more. Yeah. Yeah, 32. Like the next step after 16 is 32. There it is. Hey, Spoonfuls. Also. How you doing? Long time no see. I haven't played Among Us since, like, forever. I haven't actually played the new map. Speaking of repetitive, that game does get repetitive after a while, admittedly. None of the group plays together much anymore. Yeah, it's the other thing too, is that the dynamic. You need a good. Among Us is the kind of game where you need a consistent group. And if it's at the same time, it's always the same group. It becomes very stale. There's also only at the time was only 3 maps, and so the variation in plays sort of isn't that great. Why does a power of 2 matter? Wouldn't multiples of 4 be the only thing that really matters? Admittedly, it doesn't actually matter because I'm not using balances at all. Traditionally, powers of 2 only matters because splitters have 2 ins and 2 outs. And so things like balances and such only work in powers of 2. So it's 2, 4, and then the next even multiple is 8, and the next even multiple again is 16, and so on and so on. But actually, for this map, you actually are correct in that it doesn't actually matter. I could do anything because the bots are balancing. That's quite the jam. So yeah, I could actually conceivably do 20 wagons, because the bots are just dealing with it here. But it's just tradition to use a power of 2 because that's the constraint set by the splitters. You can do off numbers, but they don't work. Like, it technically works, but they don't actually work. Because like a 6 in 6 out balancer is actually an 8-way balancer. Mark 3 bots? Yes, Mark 3 bots. For example, the same with a 7 in 7 out balancer. That's actually just a 8-lane balancer. It's just had the extra lanes cut off. What do we got? You can see there's a little bit of variation. 64, 66, 64. I'm behind by just the tiniest bit. They are very expensive, the Mark III bots. They are, yeah, speed module 2s, not speed module 1, speed module 2s, and product efficiency module 2s, nearly said productivity module, personal battery 2, and then the prior Logibot, which in itself needs speed module 1s. They are not cheap. And regular batteries. There's a fair bit goes into them, so they actually have low density structures in them, among other things. There we go, that one worked. Was actually the right one, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Worried me there for a second. Oh, there it is. I was like, where did the plate go? The other thing I want to do is change this circuit output over to there. Realistically, this entire build should be like over a little bit further. It should be over here, but I did want to preserve that oil patch. Play Among Us better. No friends to play either. Struggle. Ooh, 40. 44. It's the downside to Among Us when you're small is that you really need a big pool, a fairly sizable pool to pull on people. Yep. That's not good. That's not good at all. Uh-oh, we've exceeded our electrical supply. Oops, I hadn't noticed that. Probably because we're actually producing. Like the factory's actually running. That means I'm to do more of that. Aardvark. That's a good name. It's not actually intended for this, crap. 73, we overshot. It was actually even less than what I thought it was. Ah, well. Then what I'll do is I'll save that for a game where we do have, oh, it definitely can be done. I'll save that for a game like Oxygen Not Included where I can actually put the name in. Oh yeah, there's a stacker of disappoint. for thing here. You know what? I think it needs more bots. Planet. It's better. It's really intended for a duplicate name in game. That was actually what it was. Other side. Hey, you made it. You did indeed. I even started late too. It's kind of terrible. Oh, wrong. Didn't click. The button didn't click. That's what I tell myself, and I hope everyone believes me. Button didn't click. Where it's that one. That one. Bye train. Too busy. Network went from 2.5k down to 1200 bots when you're not looking. Ah, they just snuck off, did they? Snuck out while your back was turned. Abandoned you. You can actually see these on the end aren't really contributing. It's biased too high. There's all science to setting these out. Actually don't want them square, you want them sort of rounded as well. Pulling trains like mad. I think this is one of the faulty circuits. Iron ore. Copper ore. Yeah, because it's not filtering out the negative signals correctly. Get negative. Yeah, correct. Yeah, I need to tweak that. I mentioned this before, but I've been told that this is possible to be done simpler. More than once. And I'm yet to see how it can be done simpler. Do I go shops now or wait until your coffee first? I mean, it's almost coffee time here. Yeah, they're producing 331,000 circuits a minute. Is not going to help with the power situation. Should I have enough milk? You probably should then. Yeah, it hasn't even charged. It really took a dump. That crept up very fast. Should see supply and trace setup. Ooh. I need to formalize mine. This thing here. I never really formalized it. Although that one's kind of super overcomplicated. It doesn't need to be that complicated. If only I would get around to making a video talking about it. That would be a good thing, wouldn't it? I did actually make a video, I just never finished assembling it. And as the information's now out of date, because I did it before 1.1. Oh yeah, I was fixing this. Yeah, so I did actually prepare one and explained all the different, like I think I went to the trouble of explaining three different variations, but it's all information's no good now because I wouldn't do it like that. So now we have train stop limits, so it kind of nullified it. Seem to have a jam. Yeah. Oh, it's gone now. The Jan is gone. Goes on about translating, can't get it to function well. Should have a look at some what's going on at some point then. 10 out of 61. Feel like the electrical network is underperforming a little bit. Yeah. Oh. Not actually as long as a train. I'll base it off. Ooh. You so patchy. It's probably because it's going through Greenbelt. Anything. Yeah. Making 400,000 net. Signal to curve. I would just mean if it's pre 1.1, it just means that nothing was designed with uh, the train stop limits in mind. If you saw the last map that I did, I retrofitted the one for the train stop limits. It's harder than it seemed, harder than it first appeared, because to make it work properly, it required different thinking, whole different strategy. All right, let's get rid of a tree or two. Or 5,000, 6,000. I mean, at least the base is getting rid of a few of them. Yeah, I had to, when I did it in the other base, I had to add a few pre-stackers and a few other little odds and ends. Like the entrances no longer need massive long chain networks because chain networks only, the big chain networks are only really needed, chain signal networks are only really needed for that doesn't place in the void, does it? Or does it? Change, reverted that change, yeah. Yeah, because with train stop limits, you don't need the big entrance chain block anymore because the train will just inherently go to, like it's already fixed on that one destination. It doesn't need to change target. So you've got to redo all of your entrances so that more than one, because more than one train can go through at a time. Hey, it's an Ica. How you doing? More than one train can go in at a time, so it's just the whole thing you don't need anymore. And you can, and if you leave the entrance being you, I see. Just waddling around. How koala? How is koala? How's the koala? The koala is fine. Got a little bit of tight deadline beard and hair going on. That's otherwise pretty good. Probably the thing you don't want to know about is the So the deadline involved more Python, and tight deadline Python, well, tight deadline programming is not something you ever really want to look at, because it will probably scald your eyeballs. But it worked in the end. Yeah, short answer is well, it didn't. It changed the meta of the rail layout, we'll say. Significantly changed the rail layout meta, which meant that to fully utilize it, God dang it, mate. She's fully. Well, trees are the enemy. It changed the rail meta, so I really, if I'd follow my train of thought, then I wouldn't get halfway through and then completely lose it. And to fully make use of it, you have to rebuild for that meta. There we go, I made it in the end. Go to shops to get milk, so you have enough for coffee. The important thing, speaking of, we're about 10 minutes away from coffee time. We'll build this and then go for a break. I didn't actually do the miner break. It's been so long since I've done it. I've done one of these. Done a weekend stream. I'm out of practice. Hang on a minute. Hang on a cotton lickin' minute. Power's dying. The output has to come around the bottom. The trains come down to come in. They come down this track. They come down here, go into there, and if they were to come back around here, go back out, they would cross over themselves. There's actually not enough room to turn it around, unfortunately. But to stop them crossing over, I'd have to bring that round. It doesn't really matter that the output's longer, realistically. It's just funny. I always forget that stuff. Speaking of forgetting things, I didn't put the entry signals in? Or any signals for that matter around here? Doesn't matter. Doesn't muchly matterly. Wrong side as well. And they... You know how I said it doesn't need to be a chain signal? It doesn't need to be a chain signal there. It legitimately does not matter. All you need is the signals at the branches to let the next train come in. Also, this is supposed to be double track. I think it's coffee time. I'm losing it. It's supposed to do that. This one needs a chain, like that. I suppose that can be chained. Of course I had to move that signal, didn't I? But back then. So I don't have to worry about it. And that's good. Good neighborhood. Signals are overrated, aren't they? Just be... Oh, who was it? Who did the no signal base, train base? It was brilliant. I can't think of the name. It's. I can picture it. I remember watching it. I think Intertooth had a part in it, but it was hilarious. Great. An idea. Try that one day. Something silly like that. I need to do more circuit stuff. I don't really do logic stuff anymore. Mainly because I break it down into not really needing logic combinator things. So yeah, goes there, and then we have another one here. I suppose technically, ah, just realised I could have grid aligned it. So let's grid align it. Get a return. Where does that go? Oh, it's just a random connection. Hey then. Random wire is random. That back. We actually have an intersection for this situation. There we go. Now I just need a train. Random gear, not random wire. I see what you did there. Anyways, while I think of it, how has the penguin been? I haven't seen you in ages. I haven't seen anyone in ages, really. I get time anymore. Hey, bots, build your thing. Don't one of you have? Use has apparently not. Wow. Oh, no TTS. I'm sad now. But I'm not sad about Felcamp with the 47 months. Thank you very much. That shows some love and hype and honk. Maybe even some exclamation mark Jan in chat there. Felcamp of throwing down the 47 months. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for that. Show us all the love. And Super Chip, how you doing? Yeah, with the TTS. Keep that hype train going on for Super Chip there. Going down that 8 months. Yeah, I'm really curious, why isn't that working? Let's see. Or do they make it a premium thing? Has Streamlabs made TTS a premium thing now? That's quite the thing. Alright, let's have a look. Subtext to speech is enabled. It's enabled. It's just doesn't want to do it. Ah, balls. Close the tab. Time for you to take off. Back later. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not working. It hasn't been. It didn't work last time as well on Thursday. It wasn't working Thursday. What's the time? We're at 1 hour 30, so we're coming up on the first break. But I would like to finish this first. So we'll finish this up and then take a quick break. And also in the chaos of that, you doing all right, okay? That's good. Busy? Been times like yeah, I've been sick and busy. Combination of sick and busy. Clean and busily. It has been a fair while. Yeah, I will cut that. I've been getting back into the Transport Fever 2 lately. In my evenings. A little bit of this the weekends, a little bit of classic Factorio for the weekend. Which I hardly touch Factorio lately. Actually, a side thought that comes along with that is I don't know how the some of those YouTubers stay on Minecraft. Like some of them have been doing it for 10 years now. How do you consistently play Minecraft for 10 years? I don't know. That how do you how? I've never been able to do that to any game. I suppose Minecraft is slightly better now than it ever used to be. Could argue mod packs, but all the mod packs are really just the same. Nothing really different with them now. Okay. Where's my E? I don't think I have a real. I have a real 90-degree bend for. Actually, could use the if I can remember where I put it. Yeah, I thought I did. Nope, apparently not. I thought I formalized this thing. Yeah, I thought I made this thing into a proper thing. Yeah, apparently not. That's there, two segments. Paste it. Copy paste. Yeah, there's tons of room. Uh, there we go. That. Finish off. That pretty much finishes. Actually, I think that does entirely finish off the track for circuits. Which is good. So that means this is actually something that vaguely resembles completeness. Train still there? Get out of here. Right, how close can we drive these hello train signals? Right about there should be plenty. Destinations are full. These are all stocked up. How are we doing now? We're only 66,000. We're a little bit... calmed down a little bit on the front. It looks like we're recharging again. I mean, admittedly, we're not running at full tilt again, which certainly does help. So we definitely need to expand the power capacity. How are we looking here? I won't expand this until that gets the last of its solar panels. If there's a delivery now. Righty. 500, 600. Alright. I'll just give this a quick peek. There it is. I think I might just be producing, yeah, so that's waiting on those, which is waiting on these, which are more or less just going as hard as they can. So it's doing what it can to produce those. Doing what it can. Okay. Those available? Exactly. What is going on here? I'm starting to think... that I probably should do built mining outposts. It's waiting for the mining drills, that's what. Bottlenecked on mining. Alright. Now, I think is a good time. We've cleaned this up. Got it complete. So now I think is a good time to take a quick coffee break. And then we shall move on to the next project. So I can at least happily say that we have a build that is relatively complete. I might need to move that, having said that. And this is a bit crap, but it's as good as it can be. And then we'll work towards doing low density structures over here. Probably, or at least set up the robot ports and all that.